Meet Isaiah Thomas, the former 60th pick in the NBA draft, the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, whatever you want to call him. The guy that went from being an MVP candidate and losing his sister all in the same year and still playing through a hip injury and leading his team to the playoffs to play up against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Till he wakes up one day and his team says, "I don't want you anymore. We want Kyrie Irving. We're trading you. We don't need you anymore." And now you trying to come back from this hip injury and going through everything that he went through. And now he's getting paid $2.1 million for the vet minimum playing on the Denver Nuggets. If I told you that this was true 10 years from now, would you believe me? Here's the story of 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. So after being traded to so many different teams throughout his career, after being the 60th pick, the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant in the NBA draft, Isaiah Thomas finally found his home, or so we thought, with the Boston Celtics. He was the heart and soul of this team. He did everything. During the 2016 season, his sister passed away, and Isaiah Thomas did not stop playing basketball. He kept playing basketball. It was the only thing that he knew. He put his heart and soul into the game. He did everything for this organization, and he was balling. And then come the Eastern Conference Finals. He was battling a hip injury going into the series. He knew that it could get worse. He decided to play in the game, and now he's being punished for it. Now today, he played in that game. It got worse. He missed the rest of the playoffs, and now we're here. During the offseason, they thought he's going to get better. He's not going to have surgery, nothing like that. So everybody thought it was just going to blow over. Turns out it didn't. During the offseason, Kyrie Irving had requested a trade. He said that he didn't want to play with LeBron anymore. He didn't want to be stuck in his shadow. And the Boston Celtics knew what Isaiah's health was. Nobody else in the league knew what was wrong with him. They thought it was something that was going to blow over. Turned out to be worse than what it was. I thought when Isaiah Thomas got traded to the Cavaliers, it was a really good trade for them. He ended up getting traded to the Cavaliers for Kyrie Irving. Now, everybody was saying a bunch of different things, seeing who won the trade. I said the Cavs won the trade. I was absolutely wrong, even though Kyrie is now hurt as well. Isaiah Thomas came to the Cavaliers, and he played okay. He didn't play. He was nowhere near 100%. You could tell he needed more time, but he came back. He tried to fight through this injury once again. Came back. He played his very first game with the Cavaliers. He had 17 points. So it looked like he was having a promising team opener, a first game with this team, and it looked promising. But as the season progressed, Isaiah was not able to play defense. He was taking bad shots. He was shooting like 40% from the field after shooting close to 50%. He wasn't the same guy in the fourth quarter. He was airballing shots that were mid-range. It wasn't even airballing threes. He was airballing mid-range jump shots. Him and LeBron were going at it. At one point during the NBA season, LeBron made a game winner against, I think it was in Isaiah's last game in a Cavs uniform. LeBron made a buzzer beater, and he just ignored Isaiah Thomas completely. The team, they did not like him. They had a whole team intervention, and Isaiah Thomas called out Kevin Love, and they were calling out a bunch of different players, and it just was really bad for the Cavs, and it was really bad for Isaiah Thomas. He wasn't able to return to his self. He averaged 15 points a game, and the Cleveland Cavaliers had enough. LeBron said, "I don't want to play with Isaiah no more. I don't want these guys on the team. It doesn't look like we're even going to go to the finals." He didn't even know if they were going to make the playoffs at one point. That's what LeBron said in one of his interviews. He wasn't sure if they would be able to make the playoffs. Isaiah Thomas, they say, okay, you got to go. They trade him to the Lakers. They trade him to the Lakers for Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson. I made a video about that as well. Isaiah Thomas goes to the Lakers. He had 6 games where he had 20 plus points. So it looked like, okay, Isaiah Thomas can still hoop. So 6 out of his 17 games with the Lakers, he scored 20 plus points, and it just wasn't enough. And now Isaiah Thomas is now playing for the vet minimum for the Denver Nuggets. It is one of the most saddest stories that I ever thought about, and I talk so much crap about Isaiah Thomas, and I'm honestly really rooting for him this year, and he might become one of my favorite players, to be honest. It really just goes to show you that the NBA really is just a business, and this is why players go and get their money when they can get it, because they never know what's going to happen in their career. They never know what could happen, and they have families to support. This guy went from being an MVP candidate, averaging close to 30 points a game, playing for the Boston Celtics. He was gonna get paid $100 million. He could have got a max deal, and he talked about it a couple of days ago in an interview. And he said if he wouldn't have played, he wouldn't have been in this position that he's in right now. And nobody could tell him a thing because everything that he was going through in basketball was the only thing that he had. And it's just sad because he was doing everything that he could to try and keep his mind off of his sister, and that ended up hurting his career. And it's just so sad going from being an MVP candidate to $2.1 million vet minimum for the Nuggets. Thank you guys for rocking with your boy. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's your boy Ty signing out. Peace.
Life's too short, fucking up is necessary. Cause one day all these bad women up and married.
Smoke clouds in the champagne rain. Smoke clouds in the champagne rain.